This episode of Nos Arietes is sponsored by Full Pull Wines, a Seattle-based wine retailer and proud sponsor of Nos Arietes since 2011. Full Pull was founded in 2009, is based in Seattle, and is owned and operated by longtime Sounders supporters. They offer the best boutique wines of the world to members of their mailing list, with special focus on their home, the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, this is Christian Roldan.
And Jordan Morris from the Seattle Sounders Football Club.
And you're listening to
This is Nos Arietes.
Here we go. Come on! Hey, O'Shan! Let's go!
A sideline fry! The Seattle Sounders have done it! MLS Cup winners!
Here comes Rangers through the middle to crown it for Seattle! And now they truly can start the celebrations. It's the Sounders MLS Cup.
Nicoladero leaves absolutely no doubt! The Sounders rule the region!
Seattle Sounders is good.
Seattle Sounders, the greatest MLS team in history.
They've scored! They've scored! Finally!
This feels fucking awesome.
This is a tiny dog.
Is that what you young people call twerking?
And Paul can't say it's cheating.
You want to win? Let's see on the Sunday, bro.
North Seattle!
Welcome back to another episode of Bear With Us. Yes.
Remote virtually.
Yes, exactly. I'm Jeremiah O'Shan. Joining me today is my co-host. We're going to go that way.
Oh,
Will
I get
Bruin.
relegated to co-host now. Wow, I see how it is.
Will, how is it going?
It's good. It's going. How you doing?
I am doing pretty good. Obviously we'd be doing better if we were recording this show all the time, but
Yeah, in person.
Yeah, exactly. And in person. But I appreciate you doing this. You're obviously now with Austin FC. That is the opponent on Wednesday, the Sounders' opponent on Wednesday. How are you finding your new team? Are you enjoying life in Austin?
Yeah, it was a process, like getting down here and getting the family moved and sorted and everything. You kind of forget about how big of a kind of ordeal it is to move a family and everything you accumulate after you're somewhere for 6+ years, 6 years in Seattle. So we had a lot of stuff that I've just been throwing away in the training ground dumpster at Austin. But it's good. Everybody's getting settled and enjoying it. And I think the kids like the heat because they get to be outside all the time. But the heat's all right.
So if you were to compare the emotions you felt or you're feeling so far being back in Seattle versus what you felt the first time you played Houston after joining the Sounders, are they similar? Do you feel like it's a totally different experience?
Well, I feel like it's a totally different experience, to be honest. When I was in Houston, that was the first 6 years of my career. And then in Seattle was the most previous 6. I was more mature, more grown up, had 2 kids born in Seattle. So that's a big deal. So, I would say Seattle was way more homey for us. My wife loved Seattle. I loved Seattle. So I'd say it definitely feels more like Seattle was home than Houston.
Does it feel like when you came, was this the first time you've been back since you closed on your house?
Yeah, honestly, Caitlin was talking to me about this the other day. She was like, it's weird. You just up and left and went to preseason with Austin and I hadn't been back. I didn't come back.
Right.
This was right now being here in the hotel is my first time back.
So so basically this, when you started training with Austin, or I don't know, maybe you'd already signed. That was so this is so you left it to Caitlin to get everything closed up and everything.
Yeah, she had a lot to do. It was a big process. Good thing we had good friends and realtors and agents here that we knew and stuff that helped along the way. But she had to kind of clean up the mess. I was like, I got to go work, I guess, So we got it all done though. She was a trooper. She took care of it. So I'm indebted to her now.
Always, you were already.
Yeah, exactly. Just add it to the long list. Yeah.
Exactly. So what was the transition like? You walk us. We haven't obviously talked to you since you joined Austin. What was that transition period like?
I came down to Austin probably like 2 weeks behind when they started preseason. So I was a little behind the eight ball there. You know, everybody was just like, "How's your knee? How's your knee?" I'm like, "Guys, my knee's fine." I'm telling you, it's fine. If I had a problem with it, I would be thinking about what I want to do next. So I had to prove, I'm doing the air quotes right now, prove that my knee was good and everything worked out. And I'm happy to be in Austin, have signed with them. And, first goal with Austin was against Portland. So what can you say about that?
Yeah, it felt like a big moment for those of us over here. I feel like everyone noticed that you scored that goal.
Yeah.
We took some reader questions, and you got a lot of them were honestly about that specifically.
Okay.
And so I'm just gonna pepper these into the show because that makes for an easier transition in this way. But one of the people wanted to know, this was from Benjamin McMullen. He wanted to know, did scoring against Portland in stoppage time for Austin feel as good as scoring against Portland as a Sounder, which you also did in stoppage time?
Yeah, well, I will say that one was COVID year, I believe, so there was no fans and it was at home in an empty crowd. So I would say, I'm sorry, Sounders fans, but the Austin one felt better because it was my first for Austin. Minutes have been limited for me so far. Yeah, it was nice. I think I came in probably 82nd, 83rd minute, and that was the longest run out so far I've gotten this year. So it was nice to get on the end of it. But Owen put the cross in, and man, he ripped that ball. My teeth like clanked when I headed it because he whipped it in so fast. But no, it was a good moment. It's kind of like a sigh of relief to get your first with a new club and be like, all right, now, because like as a forward, you're like, now I truly feel like I'm part of the group now. You know what I mean? So,
what was the reaction from the Portland fans when you did that? When you scored? Did you feel like it was extra venomous?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were pretty pissed because it was 91st, 92nd, whatever minute, and they were up 2-1, and we tied it up. And then I feel like they realized it was me, and they're like, "Oh, god damn it!" So it was good.
So, not that this is a little beside the point, but my favorite thing about that goal you scored against Portland for the Sounders was, if I remember correctly, you were like celebrating it, and no one knew it was like no one knew that you scored it or something. There was some weird thing where you were like by yourself, going like, "Guys, what's up?"
Yeah, I guess nobody wanted to celebrate with me on that goal. I remember that. I don't remember exactly if people thought maybe I was offside or something happened, but it's like you said, it was a weird one. People just like ran back. I was like, all right, guys.
That was one of the more surreal goals of a year that had a lot of surrealness involved in it. But the atmosphere in Austin is obviously very different. How would you describe the games in Austin?
Dude, the games in Austin are fun. The atmosphere is always so far from what I've noticed, it's been great. Stadium's I think it's been a sellout every game since they've come into the league. So that's a testament to the sport that they have in the city. It's the only professional sports team in town. A lot of people love UT and stuff and things like that, but we're the only professional teams. So that's it's like the thing to do. So it's fun to play in front of them. And so far they've been great. Did you see that there was another edit made from what Lickett made about?
Yes, I sure did. Very disrespectful.
Lickett's probably mad at me. Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't, so there's a video that I would hope that our listeners have seen, but it's basically like a professional wrestling scene, and it's like, oh, that's Will Bruin's music, and we see the bear walking in. And someone with Austin changed it so that there's a Sounders fan in the crowd looking all sad, and I didn't think that was necessary.
Well, they added that one on. I was like, we need to get a new edit with the Austin.
I know, that was fair.
But they put their own little spin on it, which is nice.
It was totally fine. Just
it's all fair play,
They're all yes, exactly. So what has the reception been like in Austin? Like, what's your impression of the fan base there? Is it like, have you been noted? Like, have you been recognized out on the town or anything like that? Do you see a lot of Austin FC gear around town?
There's a lot around town. We're still we haven't been really downtown as much as, as we when in Seattle, we lived much closer to downtown, so it was easier for us to go. We're doing suburb life now down in Austin, but we'll get down there eventually for weekends and stuff and just see how everything is. But like the sport around town seems like I see jerseys everywhere, and things like that. So the sport's been great.
Yeah. From Ballard and Beacon Hill to Pflugerville. What is the?
I know, P-ville, baby. Yeah, we're in Pflugerville now, about 25-minute northeast of downtown Austin.
Yeah, and it is. So is this real? This is real suburb life, right? This is like.
Yeah, this is like proper suburb life where it's like keep the garage door open, don't have to lock the doors, let the kids go down to the park and play. So it's a there's pros and cons to city life and suburb life, but with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, it's nice.
So you're probably not chasing porch pirates down in your sandals.
No, I haven't yet. I kind of get antsy for it,
Right. I can imagine.
I don't have to. We took down when we moved. We took down all the ring cams and stuff. I'm like, well, I don't really need to set these up anymore. So.
But that's it takes some of the excitement out of it.
I know that's what I said. It's kind of just like I'm waiting for that alert on my watch to be like, who do I need to chase down now? It just hasn't come.
So what's it been like in the team? Do you feel like you fit in well? You obviously are one of three, like Maxia Rudy and Jussie Zardes, notable. Yeah. It's a lot of veteran MLS experience on that team.
Yeah, we have a really good locker room, good group of guys. And we know we have a good team, but where we are right now in the standings and the results have not been going our way. I think there's frustration that's built into the group. But Josh does a really good job of, keeping everybody positive and engaged because, you can't dwell on things that are in the past, like I've always said, control what you can control. And that's the next game, next man up. We've had some injuries and that's just the part of the season this year with how games are going with Open Cup games, Saturday, Wednesday. There's a lot of games, especially in May. So yes. I think, and going back to that support of the fan base, it's like there's nobody more frustrated than us right now with where we are because we look at our team and we're like, we have a really good team, high quality team. We're just, it's just not all gelling right now. And that's just part of the long season. And, hopefully we can slowly turn it around.
So you were, obviously last year didn't go at the end quite how everyone had hoped it would. Are you able to use any of that experience in this situation and sort of like, in any way?
For sure. Because, you don't want to, it's mid-May. Obviously we're about a third of the way through the season, but we don't need to overreact. There doesn't need to be panic, but there needs to be urgency. And that's kind of like been my message to the group a little bit. Like, all right, it's time to start picking up points, time to start actually showing that we're playing well and by points. That's how you show. That's essentially how you show that you're playing well. You can't always be like, okay, well, this is what we did really well. It just didn't happen our way, blah, so on and so forth. It's like, it's time to start picking up points here and there. We got the point in Portland, which was good. And then we defended so well with 10 men against Dallas for 40 minutes. And then we give up a goal on our goal kick in the 90th minute. So that's frustrating, but it's all part. That's why you play the game. It can be a cruel game. Coming to Seattle tomorrow night, it's a very hard place to play, as I know from being there. So it's going to be tough. But then there's a lot of games coming up the rest of the month, so it's a good opportunity.
So you were part of the Houston-Dallas rivalry at your previous stop. How would you compare the rivalry between Houston-Dallas and Dallas-Austin? Is it similar? Is it totally different?
I would say when that game started, it was way more intense than like normal league games, I would say, because the tackles were stronger. There's just a little more intensity to it. It's kind of reminding me of a Seattle-Portland game. Like it just raises a little bit. And we've lost both those games, Houston and Dallas so far, but they don't count. The first two games don't count for Copa Tejas. So we got to get those losses out of the way. So when they start counting, because we play each of them 3 times this year. So when they start counting, we'll get the points.
There you go. So is this like a situation where there's clearly, so Portland, Seattle is like the core of that rivalry. Is there a similar dynamic in the three-way Copa Tejas where like one
with
of the,
like Cascadia?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
is one of the
for
teams
sure.
more your rival than the other?
I have not gotten a feel yet. My initial feel would say it would be Dallas, just because of like all the turnover that's going on in Houston this year. But then again, I don't want to say that, and then we go down there, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, and then it just like it's on another level than the Dallas game. So I still need to. I'm still kind of feeling it out how each game is. Each of the games have been intense. I think the Dallas game was a little more intense than the Houston game, and the Houston game was very early in the season, maybe second or third game of the year. So maybe just as it gets hotter and we get more into summer, these games pick up a little more, guys get fitter. But we'll see how they roll out the rest of the year.
I would say it's probably a good sign that you know the rules of Copa Tejas, that you knew that those first games didn't even count. I don't know if that's necessarily a given that players are going to know these kind of like.
No, it happened, details. And I did a media thing because it's like after I score about 4, I'm like, "Oh, Will, how you doing? Can we talk to you?"
All of a sudden, you're the wanted guy.
I was like, "Oh, guys, I'm Will. You know me?" But I said like, yeah, like because it was for like Apple Bites and like Apple like grabs and stuff for media, and I was like, "Yeah, we're looking forward to the Copa Tejas game." And then afterwards, Cam, one of our like media operations guy, was like, "Just so you know, these first 2 games don't count." And I was like, all right, good. Thanks for telling me.
So what's something that you've learned about Austin that you, since you've been there, that you maybe didn't know or that you don't think people outside of the area totally appreciate?
I love the vibe in Austin. It's keep Austin weird. It's like I was telling you before, it reminds me of Seattle. Like it when you go downtown, it kind of does. Like the people and the vibe is very similar, and that's a good thing. I was in Houston. It doesn't. It's got a different feel to it. It's more like downtown is a little more like condensed. You can go places and still walk around. So that's cool, but I still need to go down and explore it a little more and see things and try new places and stuff. But like my initial vibes are like, it's cool. You got Lady Bird Lake right there. You got Lake Austin. I still haven't been over to Lake Austin. I need to check that out. But it's got good vibes downtown for sure.
Have you been able to, like, when I was there, I had heard all this stuff about breakfast tacos. They love breakfast tacos there.
Yeah.
Have you bought into this cult of the breakfast taco yet?
So in Houston, I love the breakfast taco.
Okay.
And I'm always a breakfast. Breakfast is probably, it goes back and forth. Like I think breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Okay, that's fair. Gets you started.
But I love a good breakfast taco. I don't have any that have like really jumped out to me yet because it's still like, I know it's May, but it's still like relatively early to like getting down here and getting the family situated and everything moved. And once all that stuff was done, it's like, all right, let's breathe for a few weeks. But I'm sure I'll get some recommendations from some Austin people on good breakfast tacos, but I do love a good breakfast taco.
So I'm guessing you haven't had a chance to check out the brewery scene or even like the restaurant scene too much in Austin yet. Is that
No, not really too much yet. Yeah.
Have you at least had some good barbecue?
I have. There's a lot of good barbecue. What is it called? Terry Black's is it was when I was at the hotel, the Fairmont, before I got situated in the house and stuff. I went to Terry Black's and it was like some of the best barbecue I've had. But a lot of people say Valencia's is really good too, so I need to go try that one out.
Yeah, when I went to Austin, it was the first time that I think I really appreciated why barbecue could be like this life-altering experience. Like
I had
never really had great barbecue before I went to Austin.
Like I'm not joking. Like I've heard people talk about the meat sweats before, and I've never had the meat sweats. I don't really know what that is. And then after I had Terry Black's, I was like, this is the meat sweat. It was delicious. You had the beef brisket, the sausage, the turkey, the barbecue sauce, all the sides, the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes. Let's just say you shouldn't eat it and go train, but it's good. It's good when you got a light day the next day or the next day off.
Yeah. All right. That's probably a good piece of advice. It's not stuff you want to eat right before training.
Having to run a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's not like a pregame meal.
It's like eating fettuccine alfredo before a run. Like maybe not the right.
Yeah.
Not,
exactly.
Not the right
Exactly.
choice.
Yeah.
So what else has been good in Austin? Are you finding that you have a good social circle there? Are the guys being nice to you?
No, yeah, the guys aren't being mean to me. Maybe they're talking behind my back, but I don't know about it, so that's good. No, the team's been good. Yeah, everybody's been good. Haven't really made many friends outside of the team yet, just because of
course,
still being so new and stuff. But everybody's been great. It's honestly feels like I've been here a while, to be honest, which is a good thing.
So have they asked for your advice on where you guys should have your pregame or your pregame meal?
Yeah,
we
got dinner on our own tonight. Well, we'll have pregame meal at the hotel with like game day. We've got the day's full of stuff, but like we got in tonight, Tuesday night, and we have dinner on our own. And guys like, where should I go eat? Where should I go eat? I was trying to send them all to Spinace, but they were booked. They were booked out for a Tuesday night.
Oh, that's a bummer. So where was the spot that people ended up going to?
I don't know. They're probably all going right now and trying to figure it out. But
so you're
Barolo. I'm going to Umi. Barolo's good, and Pink Door, but I'm going with a friend to Umi.
Okay.
In about an hour. So.
Okay, good. So I'm not keeping you from dinner.
No, you got time. That's why I said this is a good time.
Okay, good.
Got to block it off for you,
So what else are you gonna? Is there anything else you're gonna do in Seattle other than hit up? Like, are you meeting up with? Are you talking to any of your former teammates, or is that a hard line you cannot cross those things?
Well, I'll wait till after the game for that because you know when I'm in the shoes of other people, I'm always like, why you being friends with them before the game? Wait till after the game. So I'll be friendly with people. I'm gonna go get coffee with some staff guys. Probably before we leave at some point, but I'll talk to guys after the game or before the game on the field, and maybe after the game meet up with some guys just to chat. So
you're gonna do a jersey swap?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. But maybe, probably.
How many times have you jersey swapped?
Honestly, maybe like 3 or 4 in my career. I'm not a big jersey swap guy.
Right.
I'm more of I like to keep my jerseys and then give them to like family and friends at the end of the year.
Do you even remember who you jersey swapped with? On the spot.
Yeah, I have Shannon Williams. I have a Shannon Williams one from when he was in Vancouver because I played with him in Houston. I have a Joe Willis goalie jersey. That's all I can think of right now, but usually they're like connection, like good friends or
You're not looking for
I'm not going to Zlatan and be like, give me your jersey, please.
Right. There must be players who are very into that, right?
Oh yeah.
You must have had teammates that are into that.
Yeah, there are guys like you see them sprint up to him after. I'm like, how long have you been thinking about that?
It's gotta be a little awkward, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. You just kind of say, what are you doing? Especially if it's a young guy.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta teach them. Speaking of young guys, and someone who's not going to be playing in this game, I don't think, because he's with the U20s at the U20 World Cup. But how has Owen Wolf is sort of burst onto the scene this year? He's obviously Josh's son, but he's also been very impressive on the field. Just curious your thoughts on young Owen Wolf.
Yeah, he really is. I like him a lot. I think we're locker mates, so he's kind of gives me trouble for being the old guy, and I'm like, you got so many more minutes. 3. Can you hear me there?
Yep.
My AirPods just died.
I know AirPods are so unreliable.
Oh man, but no, he's been great. I think he covers a lot of ground. He's very technical on the ball. I've been really impressed with him this year. I didn't know what to expect from him coming in. Because last year he was like in and out, and I didn't really see much of him, but he's been really good.
Is there a weird, like, is there any awkwardness when a player's dad is the coach or relative? Like, have you ever had
I was kind of thinking that, like, coming in, I was like, I wonder how this is, but I think Josh does a really good job of, he's just another player essentially, and it's like it would be one story, it would be one thing if he shouldn't be playing and he's playing, but he's earned everything he's gotten so far, and I don't think he gets any. He gets treated the same as anybody else. So I think Josh has done a really good job at balancing that, because I'm sure it's not easy.
Right. Yeah.
Like, even in meetings, like in video and stuff, he makes a mistake, called out in front of everybody. It's just he treats them the same, which is really good.
Anyone else on the team that has really impressed you that you think, like, if you're going to give us a scouting report on
Danny Pereira.
Tell us about Danny Pereira.
He's really good. The center mid. This guy's probably like one of the best dribblers that I've played with, like, on the ball. You can't take the ball from him. And like, I mess with him every time, like when we are doing like 11s or something, or first team versus second team, I just have to foul him. Like, I can't, because you can't steal the ball from him. It's crazy. I think I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I think he's like leading the league in dribbles. And the other day, I don't know if it was the Open Cup game or Dallas game, but he completed every single pass he had. I think he was like 60 for 60 or something like that. Don't fact check that number, but it was something crazy. So he's somebody who's really, really impressed me.
Very, very good. That's I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah, he's good. He's still young, so him and Owen are both good young players.
And what's the competition been like between you and Rudy and Zardes?
Yeah, it's been obviously, like, the number 9 spot is somewhere where we need more goals as a whole, as a team. But nobody's really gotten in a groove, so I think it's been tough. All strikers are momentum. Like, a lot of strikers play off momentum, and I think if Jossie can get his first one going and kind of get over the hump, he's been doing everything else really well. So that's a good thing. I think Maxi, he's the same type of player, like a momentum striker. He gets chances. That's when he comes alive. He's buzzing around all the time. So I'm still, I need to work on my fitness. I'm not getting the minutes I want, but I'm healthy. So I'm happy about that. Whenever I get my chances, I'm going to try to, do my thing and score. So, as long as I'm pushing these guys and we're all pushing each other, I think once we start getting a few from the 9, we'll get a lot more.
Well, if you don't mind, I would appreciate it if you waited at least one more game before doing that.
We got to start doing it sooner than later, so I can't make any promises.
No, that's fair. Did you happen to see Justin Meram's reaction to scoring against? Guys, what did you make of that?
I didn't know.
In case people don't know, Justin Meram, a former Atlanta United player, scored twice for Charlotte against Atlanta, and almost was like apologizing to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, that must be something that he was like really thinking about. I didn't see his interview, but people were telling me that he was like really thankful for Atlanta at that point of his career, and I didn't see the interview, so like that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. But I'm sure he has great reason for it. I mean, it's tough when you score, you black out, so it takes at least I do. So it takes like a few seconds to come to and realize what's going on. So, I can't make promises, but I'm not gonna.
You may accidentally thumbs up. Is that
exactly. But then I'll close them real quick.
Right. No, that's all we can ask. Yeah. All right. Well, so we had we asked our friend Emily, who has helped us produce this show over the years, to come up with a game. This is one of the features of this podcast that we like to do. And this week we are calling it Bears Like Beers. And so basically what we're going to do is tell you the name of a brewery, and you're going to tell us whether or not whether it was in a Seattle brewery or an Austin brewery.
Okay.
And
disclaimer, I'm not too familiar with my Austin breweries yet. I know a handful, but not as well as Seattle. So we'll see how this goes.
It could make it maybe work in your favor in this case.
Yeah, we'll see how tricky you decide to be.
Right, exactly. So one of the things is that we need to tell you right off the bat is if you get more Seattle ones correct, then if you get more Seattle ones correct, you're going to be legally required to move back to Seattle once you're done with soccer.
Okay.
And if you get more Austin, what the heck is going on here? We just will have real big questions.
All right, we'll just have to do another show about that.
Exactly. All right. Here's the first one. Bad Jimmy's Brewing Company. Is that a Seattle?
Come on. That's Seattle.
Oh, okay.
I used to live in Ballard.
Right. Okay. All right. Blue Owl Brewing.
Blue what?
Owl. Like
Blue Owl?
Bird. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Austin.
All right. You're 2 for 2 so far, I got to tell you. Circle Brewing Company.
Circle Brewing. I hear Circle and I want to think Icicle Brewing in Leavenworth. Circle Brewing. It's not ringing a bell here, so I'm going to go Austin.
Okay. That's you're batting 100 so far.
Okay. You kind of scared me there because you gave me a bad reaction.
Yeah. Cloudburst Brewing.
Cloudburst. It was a good beer here. So I'm going to say Seattle.
Yes. Hellbent Brewing.
Hellbent, Seattle.
Okay, so you better get that one. That was where we had the pre-MLS Cup show.
Yeah, you see how quick that one? How quick?
Holdout Brewing.
Holdout Brewing? I'm going to say Austin.
Yes. Yeah, man. All right. Hop Squad Brewing.
Hop Squad is Seattle.
Oh, got one run there.
Huh?
Jester King.
Wait, what?
And the Hop Squad, according to my list here, is
oh my
Austin.
gosh, I knew that actually. I was thinking the actual beer. Okay.
There might be a beer called.
Yeah, I was thinking it's got like the pictures of the hops on it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Jester King.
I'm gonna go with Austin.
Lucky Envelope.
Lucky Envelope is Seattle.
Meanwhile Brewing.
I'm gonna go with Austin.
Lad and the Lass.
Lad and the Lats?
Yeah. Lad and Lass.
I'm gonna go with Austin.
That one's I probably might get you that one. That's a newer Seattle one.
How new are we talking?
Like in the last year, probably.
Where?
But it's up in the University District.
Give me the coordinates.
Okay. It's where, do you remember Floating Bridge Brewing?
Yes.
I don't know if you ever, it's in the same location as Floating Bridge.
I feel like when you put that on there, you're like, I'm going to get it with this one.
Exactly. That's exactly what I did. Exactly. Okay, Oddwood Brewing.
Oddwick?
Oddwood.
Oddwood. I'm going to go Austin.
Optimism Brewing.
Optimism. Huh. Interesting. Seattle.
It's another one that we...
Yeah, that's where we started.
Exactly. That was our first episode, and first couple episodes were there.
What was that? Were we talking Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones in that one?
Surely. One of those things for sure.
Anyways.
Rooftop Brewing.
Oh. It's like kind of generic where I could say either, because Seattle is a good rooftop place in the summers. Austin has rooftops everywhere. My gut's telling me Austin.
From Seattle.
Where?
That one is in that is over in Inner Bay. Like kind of Inner Bay in Lower Queen Anne by on the Inner Bay side of the Ballard Bridge.
All right. Well,
I like that you're like pushing me on these. I'm glad I know where these places are. I'd be in trouble. All right, St. Elmo Brewing.
St. Elmo?
Yeah.
St. Elmo is Austin.
Yes. Standard Brewing.
Standard Brewing is in Seattle.
Yes, it is.
Wait, is that the one that was by my house on Rainier, or is that the one?
Yes, I think that's right.
They have the sister one, Sovereign Brewing, maybe.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah. I know. I used to ride my bike to it, not to it, but like past it when I would go run at the high school in the off season.
Yes, that sounds like where it would be. And then the last one is Stoop Brewing.
Stoop?
Yeah.
Oh, Seattle.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I gotta say you got almost all of these right.
I'm a little disappointed.
You missed a couple.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
But, you got all the Seattle ones correct.
I'm not happy with.
Well, maybe no, you missed one.
No, I missed two because you said U Village and then you said Inner Bay.
Oh, you're right. You did miss 2. Well,
I missed 0.
we'll have to tally these up later, but that was the game. You did pretty well.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed in myself. I should have gone 100%, but now you'll have to send me that list so I can try some of the Austin ones.
Exactly. I think we cribbed this from like the best breweries in Austin. So
Perfect. St. Elmo that had to be Austin because I know Houston has one called St. Arnold's.
Yeah,
so I figured St. Elmo was Austin. Plus, it didn't sound like a Seattle one I've been to. So,
what's the brewery scene in Houston like, or what was it like?
This was probably 7 years ago. There were a few. I'm sure. I hear there's a lot more now. So
it's kind of how it's.
As I get older, I get more interested in the breweries. So.
You get more interested.
Yeah, like the slower, like when
as
I was
opposed
younger,
to
it was
going
more
to
like
bars.
Oh yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, and most breweries are kid friendly, and you now have all these kids.
Just the circle of life, you know.
Exactly. Well, that's what we have for you, Will.
Nice. That was fun.
Good. Thank you for doing this. And,
yeah, no problem. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. And hopefully you are nice to us tomorrow.
No
we'll see what happens. You don't have to promise anything.
It is with no spite if I'm not.
You don't, and you don't have to do the big apology.
No. It's just the competitor in me.
Exactly. Well, Will, thank you for doing this. I don't know if we'll have another episode of Bear With Us, but maybe we will. Who knows?
Well, if you travel down to Austin when you guys come,
there we go.
We'll see. Something to think about.
I like that idea. By then, you might know some places to go out to.
Yep, we can maybe bring that brewery list with you.
There you go. I like this idea. You're making a very compelling case for this. I don't know when this happens to Austin.
August.
Oh, you have this circled on your...
No, it's not like that. Because some of Caitlin's friends were like wanting to come down when the Sounders came down. So, yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
No, yeah, I'm too old for. Oh, this is the date. Circle it.
Yeah, no.
Younger me would have been like that, but no, me, I'm all chill now.
Right, and plus you have your beef is really with Garth. Let's be honest.
Do what?
I said your beef was with Garth. I was just joking.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, darn you, Garth.
But Will, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks to Emily Cummings for helping prepare that test. Thanks to
She's probably happy she got me on a few of them.
I'm sure she's very.
I was waiting for you to kick it off and be like, Georgetown Brewing.
Right, exactly. No, we weren't going to do that. We we're going to make it too easy for you.
Yeah,
Georgetown would have been a good one though.
Yeah.
So. But all right. Well, we will see you around.
Sounds good.
But all that said, this is Bear With Us. I'm Jeremiah Shan.
No, I'm the co-host, Will Bruin.
Exactly. There we go. See, we got it. And we'll catch you next time.
Ciao.
We love you. Let's win another one.